Welcome to Maple Grove for Northwest Suburban Conference Softball. A battle in the rain here, the season opener for Totino Grace. Game number 2 for Maple Grove. I'm Jay Wilcox along with Jim Feldman, and we are about set for action here as Maddie Doran, the center fielder, steps in to lead it off here for Totino Grace and fouls the first pitch away. Ava Dueck, the pitcher for Maple Grove, came over from Providence Academy and nearly had a no-hitter against Champlain Park in the season opener on Tuesday. And we'll see what she can do in the rain here as she faces the center fielder Doran leading it off.
Yeah, pitching in the rain can be a little bit different if you haven't done it a lot. I know I encourage my pitchers to go out and practice in the rain when they have the opportunity.
Drops down the bunt, Dueck up with it, and will throw to first base in time. And so Doran is out to begin the top of the first. And Erin Pepping, the pitcher, will be the batter now for the Eagles.
Yeah, bunt was just a little bit too hard. It's nice to get the team blood running, though, so to speak. You know, get people moving around, and especially on a chilly, rainy day.
Yeah, probably put it a little closer to the circle than she really would have wanted to as well there. That one fouled away by Pepping, who is an outstanding pitcher. We'll get to see her in that regard coming up here. And last year, not bad with the bat either, hit .432. 14 runs driven in. These teams played a great extra inning game regular season last year that we had for you, and Totino ended up winning that one on a home run by Maddie Brunn, who will be coming up in a moment here for the Eagles.
In extra innings.
Yeah, great performance for them. Obviously, Maple Grove's been pretty dominant in softball, and not a lot of teams in the conference have been beating them very regularly, but last year the Eagles got it done. Both teams have quite a bit back from that team, too. They were young a year ago. That one catches the outside corner.
Yeah, Maple Grove was dealing with a lot of first-time starters in that game at the varsity level. And, you know, they performed very, very well.
2-2 pitch here to Pepping. Slaps it foul down the third base side. We'll talk about it more as the game goes, but you see the special shirts that both teams are wearing. Cancer awareness and honoring a father who lost his battle with brain cancer, and that's Erin Roll. Her dad, Dane, unfortunately passed away this past fall. And not only he coached a lot of the Maple Grove players coming up, but also Totino Grace head coach Mike Solwall was a good friend of his and actually a softball teammate of his as well. And so they chose this game as a logical one to really honor Mr. Roll. So Pepping draws a walk with one out. So there's a look at the lineup for Mike Solwald and the Eagles. Doran, Pepping, and Ebensteiner. Then Brunn, Schupantz, and Glenn. Waslow, Radatich, and Shuneman. Pitch taken in the dirt here by Ella Ebensteiner, who is the DP today. She's their regular shortstop, but has had a little trouble with the arm, so not ready to play defense yet because throwing is painful. But well enough to be in there swinging the bat today anyway.
Yeah, it's really too bad because she's a good stabilizing force out there at shortstop.
Runner going, and into center field goes the throw, so Eagles will pick up a base as Pepping swipes it.
Yeah, she had that base stolen anyway.
.2-0 count here to Ebensteiner, who hit .407 a year ago. A couple of home runs as well. So has a little pop.
I don't know if we're really expecting home run balls today. The air is a little bit heavy. There's no wind blowing in any direction.
There's a strike. Yeah, that's the one bit of good news, or two bits of good news. Okay, it is raining, but it's not nearly as cold as it's been a few recent days, and it's also not windy. But definitely going to have to deal with some showers pretty much all game long, the way it looks here on radar. There's a strike. So now a full count here to Ebensteiner.
Yeah, it's interesting to note on Monday a lot of the metro schools canceled the game because of snow and slush and cold weather, and up in northern Minnesota they played as scheduled.
That will be a foul ball. Yeah, the rain held off here for a while. You're right in this part of town. You know, you probably could have gotten a game started without too much trouble, but by the end it would have been pretty ugly, I think.
Yeah.
In fact, these Maple Grove baseball did go ahead and postpone today. They did not play. Chopper down to second. They'll get the out at first, but it moves Pepping to third as Ebensteiner retired 4-3 on the play there by Jade Tomaszek, a newcomer to the Maple Grove program, moved here from California, actually. So Maddie Brunn, who had that memorable game-winning homer in the 8th against Maple Grove a year ago. That was her lone homer of the season last year. She had 5 extra base hits total.
But it's always good to start out the year with a walk-off shot like that.
Yeah, the Eagles had a real strong start to the season last year. And then, you know, kind of had some peaks and valleys. And both of these teams actually lost in their section championship games. Maple Grove in Class 4A, and Totino is now in 3A since we've gone to 4 classes. So both of them figure to be contenders this year in their sections. Slashed foul and out of play here by Maddie Brunn. So Dueck trying to get out of this inning after a 1-out walk and then a steal, and grounder moved the runner Pepping to third. High and away with that one. Try to get her to chase. And a rip and a miss, and Dueck gets the strikeout against Brunn. So the Eagles threaten but don't score in the top of the first. No runs, no hits, and 1 left on base for Totino Grace. So after a half inning, 0-0, Maple Grove will get their first times with the bats here as Jade Tomaszek will lead it off for the Crimson, their second baseman. And Marie Palich will follow. Then Aaron Roll, the shortstop. Taylor Wenny in center. Sophie Culhane, who had a memorable start to the season. 2 homers, 4 runs batted in, and a 4-0 win over Champlain Park Tuesday. Then Dueck, the pitcher. Eleanor Shuddy, Sydney Cashman, and Amanda Tyler for Maple Grove. And again, if you're just joining us, you're seeing both teams wearing basically the same thing. It's a special day to honor a former coach in the area and a parent of Aaron Roll of Maple Grove. Here's the defense for Totino Grace. Glynn, Brunn, Shuneman, and Shoepants around for the infield. Lexi Raditich, Maddie Doran, and Paige Berg, who's not in the batting lineup, is the right fielder. Waslow, the catcher, and Aaron Pepping. Strong pitcher for Totino Grace. Last year was 5-6 in the regular season and a 2.22 earned run average. Worked 72 2/3 innings, 53 hits allowed, walked 28, fanned 97. Also hit 11 batters, so you don't want to dig in too much maybe if you're facing Aaron. Likes to work the inner part of the plate at times, and
you got to keep everyone on their toes, you know.
So Tomaszek getting set to lead things off here for Maple Grove. I know Coach Coltis was, talking about her a little bit in the preseason. Kind of a pleasant surprise. You get a player that just her family moved in, a job change, and has been playing out in California. And pretty good athlete. They like the way she can swing the bat too. Got her up at the top of the order, so we'll see what she can do here against Pepping.
Yeah, and I'm sure the parents did some investigation of what program to look at and where you're going to live. Just like anyone moving in from out of town checks out all the amenities and the advantages and disadvantages of each neighborhood. So
I'm guessing Jade probably saying, "What's with this weather?" When
Yeah.
she came, probably a little different in that regard, but 1-0 count here. Takes that one for a strike on the inside part of the plate. Pepping, you know, not the prototypical real tall pitcher that you a lot of times will see in college, but she's definitely a good high school pitcher and is going to be a college player too at the Division I level.
Yeah, she puts a lot of energy into each one of her pitches.
Tomaszek drops down a bunt. It's a pretty good one. Throw to first is in time. And, you know, on a day like today, you got to figure that ball might be slippery too. So bunt, you have to take that extra little bit of care to make sure you field it right. And Bree Glynn actually got her fairly easily there. I thought it was going to be a close play.
Yeah.
Left field, Marie Pallant.
Well, and with the, you know, it's not only the wetness of the ball, but gets down in the dirt and picks up a little, you know, accumulation of silt on the way to the fielder. So.
Marie Pallant will be the hitter for Maple Grove. Squared as if she might bunt, but takes a strike. Last year she hit .463 for the Crimson and scored a team high 25 runs, also knocked in 11, 44 base hits. I mean, in a high school length season, that's a lot. And
you're limited to, what, 21 games in the regular season.
Yeah, it's not, and then they tacked on an extra 5, I guess it was, in the playoffs. But there's a look at Jim Coltis, the Crimson head coach and a longtime friend of Mike Sowald too. So those guys have known each other for a long time. You'll hear plenty of zingers back and forth between them before their games and maybe even during.
Well, and that's why they'd like to, you know, get together early in the year.
0-2 count here to Pallant. Takes it outside for a ball. And a swing and a miss and down on strikes. So out number 2 recorded by Pepping there. And here comes Aaron Roll stepping in. And it's got to be a tough day for Aaron.
Aaron Roll.
Before the game, a lot of folks saying some really nice things about her dad and how much he meant to them as well as the family. And I know there's some tears were shed by Aaron. So it's got to be a bittersweet day here out. Glad that they're honoring her father, but at the same time, pretty sad too.
Yeah, I got to coach against her dad many times, and he was just a great guy to both watch the way he ran his team and, you know, just the way he got in it.
And Aaron Roll will come up with a base hit to get the Crimson first base runner here as she singles with 2 out the bottom of the first, and Taylor Wente will be the batter now for Maple Grove.
At that center field, Taylor Wente.
Taylor, a .383 hitter last year. Great speed. She came back to playing softball last year, as most of the fans obviously in the Maple Grove area especially know. She's one of the state's best hockey players and was, you know, for a little while, I think at the beginning of high school was concentrating on that more, but then decided, you know, I still got room. I can play softball, and boy, what a great addition. Like the Twin center fielder, just her defense alone would be good enough. The difference is she's also got the offense going.
Right.
Unlike Mr. Buxton. Sorry, I don't mean to take a shot at him. He's still got an exciting future ahead, I think. But
we hope so.
2-0 count here to Wente as Crimson trying to get a rally going with 2 down. Roll at first base. In on the hands and a little pop-up. Catcher was unable to see that one as.
That would have been a.
Yeah, I don't think she would have got there anyway. It wasn't particularly high up, but she clearly didn't see it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking about the 2-sport athlete. You talk to college coaches at clinics and whatnot, and they always say, "Oh, encourage your kids to play multiple sports because the developmental aspects."
Runner going, throw to second is in time. Nice tag applied there on the run as Brunn got over there, and they'll get the caught stealing on Roll. So the Crimson done in the first, no runs, 1 hit, and no one left on courtesy of that throw. So after 1 inning complete, no score here. Grace and Maple Grove.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
Welcome back. A wet afternoon here at Maple Grove as the Crimson taking on Totino Grace here in Northwest Suburban Conference softball. As we look at the defensive alignment, we didn't get a chance to get to that in that first inning for Maple Grove. Zwak, Roll, Tomaszek, and Shuddy, with the outfield of Palanch, Wente, and Tyler Culhane. Kind of rare a little bit to have a lefty behind the plate, but and then Ava Dueck, who did a solid job pitching, gave up one base runner in that first inning, but got out of trouble with the runner at third. It'll be Schupant, Glenn, and Waslow for Totino Grace, the 5, 6, 7 hitters coming up in inning number 2. You see the fans all decked out with the umbrellas here today. It started to rain pretty steady just about game time, and kind of has the feel of one that's probably going to last all game long. And let's hope if it stays like this, not raining too hard. Hit to right field, could be a chance at an out here. Throw not in time. And Schupant will be aboard with a leadoff single here in the first.
Yeah, on the wet turf out there, you don't want to play that too aggressively because that's a ball that could, skid by you.
Yeah, I was thinking exactly the same thing, and it really hit the lip of that grass too, so it made it seem like an even better idea not to charge too hard, or that one could have been rolling to the fence. So Bree Glenn is the hitter and fouls it away, trying to bunt to move the runner up here. Got a piece of it. So 0-1 count here to Glenn. Glenn had 26 at-bats a season ago. There's a look at Mike Sowald, the Grace head coach. Excited about their chances this year. They've had some injuries and illness to deal with early on, even though they haven't had a game yet. So they feel like they're maybe not quite at full strength at the present time, but he said,
Yeah, they've got several of their regular players that are not playing in this game, or playing in unusual positions to save themselves.
But he said, as long as we're kind of peaking at, being ready for mid-May is what I'm more interested in than what happens here in this first week or two. And a called third strike as Dueck catches the outside corner on Glenn. So 1 out, and Waslow will be the batter.
I just want to finish up that story I started about the two-sport athletes and the college coaches. Even though all the college coaches advocated playing multiple sports, I asked them, I said, so how many multiple sport athletes do you have on your team? And they said, our kids all concentrated on softball.
Yeah, it is kind of a mixed thing. And if there's an important event and somebody's not there because they're doing their other sport, well, then they miss an opportunity to be seen too. So it's a tough thing for kids and their families to have to decide. But I do applaud kids. And admittedly, I'm not an unbiased observer. We cover high school sports for a living, so I'm
right.
hoping to see them out there as much as possible. And
right, you want the best athletes always performing for their schools.
That's right. Well, and I think there's some lessons to be learned in terms of, maybe you're a great player in one sport and maybe you're just a solid contributor in another. And I think that kind of lends some perspective too for players. If it's okay to not be the best player on every team you're on, or to just be a contributor in a different way than you maybe are in your main sport.
It's kind of like life, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Cut and a miss. I think that's sometimes too where the competition level you play against can make that be important too, because there's a called third strike for out number 2. It went to the outside corner again. You're playing in the schedule that these teams play in the Northwest Suburban. You're not gonna get a hit every time up, or you're not going to strike everyone out if you're. And I think that's good for people. Sometimes if you have nothing but success on the way up, it can be a tough thing if you get to college and all of a sudden you're not dominating anymore.
Oh yeah, and that happens to a lot of kids that come out of weaker conferences or the lower classifications.
Lexi Radetich, the left fielder, hitting now for Grace. Leadoff single, but then back-to-back strikeouts for Dueck. That one's outside for a ball. A couple of called third strikes taken too. I was thinking to myself, when we're playing in the rain, probably an umpire is going to give you a little, he's not going to want to be out here forever. There's a little flip there. Tomaszek gets the out at first base, so Radetich grounding out. Grace done in the second. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left the board. We go to the bottom of 2 here at 0-0, the Eagles and the Crimson.
High school, or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back here to Maple Grove as we go to the bottom half of inning number 2. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 hitters for Maple Grove. Wente, Culhane, and Dueck getting set to bat as Wente was up when her teammate Aaron Roll was thrown out trying to steal. So Wente will get back in there with a fresh count, and this time as the leadoff hitter.
And in the hole, the pitcher, Ava Dueck.
Rocky, I was going to talk a little bit. I don't know if the Maple Grove girls hockey coach is now one of their assistants too. For you? Okay. I couldn't see because the tarp's in the way. New addition too to the Maple Grove softball staff this year is their head girls hockey coach Amber Hegland, who was the longtime coach at Wayzata, comes over, and she took a job in District 279 and then has been coaching hockey since last year, and then gave up her position as Wayzata coach. And so they've got 2 long-time successful head coaches on their staff in addition to Coach Coltis. Pam Hennon, coaching at first base, also was the Park Center head coach for a long time, took that team to state a couple times in the 90s, and so a staff with a lot of strength to it beyond just the head coach.
Yeah, and sometimes that can be difficult for the parties to get along, so to speak. You come in with a lot of experience, you're new on the staff, and sometimes you think you know more than what the whole picture is. But so far they seem to be doing very well.
1 ball, 2 strikes here to Wente. Change up, and she just stayed on it enough to get a piece. That ball came in awful slow there, and Wente reaching out and just getting a piece.
Yeah, they've formalized the rule this year where you have to stand behind the batter in the on-deck circle.
Lifted out to center field, and coming in there to make the grab for the Eagles is Doran.
I always cringe when I see those changeups because sometimes batters just like to waste that pitch by drilling it foul right into the on-deck circle.
So here's Culhane coming off a 2-homer performance. Late on that one and fouls it back into the backstop.
Yeah, I was checking out the rules changes for this high school season. There's not really much significant that's different. They added a mercy rule after the 4th inning, 15 runs after 4, Used to be 10 after 5, and the 10 after 5 still exists. Other than that, just a lot of technical stuff.
Yeah, you mentioned the on-deck batter, which I think had been in use in quite a bit of, the non-high school play in the past too. This one hit out to center field and hit pretty well, but drifting over, and back-to-back grabs out there in center for Doran, and that one was hit pretty solid. On a different day, that one might have been threatening to get to the fence.
Yeah, and it kept tailing away from her, and she stayed with it. And, it's a good thing it's not windy out there, because that can really compound a curving ball like that.
So here's Ava Dueck. We've seen her as a pitcher. We'll see what she can do now as a batter. Takes that first pitch inside for a ball. And at least in terms of high school play, a pretty big step up in level from the conference she had been in, the IMAC, to Northwest Suburban, but obviously a capable player. Takes a strike there.
Yeah, and a lot of times, you get these kids in the smaller conferences. It's just, where they, happen to live, or the school system, or the private school that their, parents chose. And if they turn out to be good players, they look for better opportunities sometimes.
And throw to first, not in time as Brunn came up throwing, but ball hit too slowly. The throw was low as well, so Dueck will get an infield single out of it here.
Up to bat. First base.
I think we're going to see a runner here coming in. Mavis Sachs will run at first base for the pitcher, Dueck. Courtesy runner situation here. And Eleanor Shuddy will hit.
Number 13, Mavis Sachs.
So like the first inning, Maple Grove gets a base runner, but with 2 outs. So obviously it limits a little bit what you can do in terms of getting the offense going. Shuddy, a slap hitter here, takes that one outside for a ball.
Yeah, and one thing you don't think about so much is when the ground is a little bit wet, it's a little harder to run fast, and it doesn't affect the pitcher and the catcher as much, and so it's harder to steal a base.
Hey, just that little bit of maybe digging in, spinning your wheels can be the difference.
Yeah, and each step you sink in a little bit deeper, and you get a little mud caught in your cleats, and you don't get the clean release and so on. It's not a lot, but it adds up over 6 feet.
Slaps that one foul past third. I'm going to bring that ball in to try and dry it off a little bit here. We haven't seen the pitchers seem to have too much trouble so far, but...
Well, they've been changing out the balls a lot, just so they won't have that kind of trouble.
Taken up high for a ball there.
And until the ball really hits the outfield grass, it shouldn't be much of a problem.
And the girls are used to, on the way up. I have to admit, it was a little hard for me to get used to, because there's a different threshold in baseball. They'll stop play or call a game much sooner than they do in fast pitch. And that one over the outside corner, so now the count will run full here to Eleanor Shuddy.
Well, and you know what the fast pitch players say about that. It's just because boys are wimps. It's a safety factor. The baseball, it's a lot easier to slip out of your hand. And
that one taken high and away, so Shuddy works out a walk here. And now 2 on with 2 out for the Crimson, and Sydney Cashman will be the hitter for Maple Grove. Ball 1 inside, so
you can see how she hit a bunch of people last year.
Yeah. I think if it's, especially if it's not in a bad situation, it's not necessarily a bad thing, a bad stat to have. If you don't allow hitters to get too comfortable in there and really set their feet and turn on a ball and get a hard swing on you. Rip and a miss.
Yeah, and it can make you just a tad late when you come in with a good fastball like that one. That can make the difference.
2-1 count. Pepping trying to work out of trouble here in the bottom of the second. Cut and a miss. Chase that one up out of the zone, so 2-2. Laid off that one, so the count will run full here. Pepping having to work in this inning. Grimson doing a pretty good job of having some stringing together a couple good at-bats in a row here.
The runners will be on the move.
Little tapper foul as it hit the body of Cashman while she was still in the box.
I'm amazed at how often a 3-2 pitch gets fouled off. Just the first time they face the 3-2 count.
And there's another one. Look out. A camera guy's up on top of the dugout. Had to be alert there. As slicer, so another 3-2 pitch upcoming. And inside. So Cashman works out a walk just as Shuddy did before her.
Amanda Tyler.
And so Amanda Tyler will be the hitter from Maple Grove. Bases loaded up. Pepping not terribly concerned. You can see something that her catcher said made her laugh pretty good as they came out to talk it over as Waslow meeting her there. That's the one thing right now if you're Pepping it, particularly with the number 9 hitter in the order, is you want to make them, we want to put the ball over the plate. And if they hit it, if they happen to get a good hit on you, you can live with that, but you just don't want to walk anybody else. There's a strike.
Of course, that's easier said than done sometimes.
Well, yeah, and she knows that, and she's trying to, obviously. And you don't want to, give in and just throw a belt-high meatball either, but that one fouled away. So quickly Pepping ahead in the count here at 0-2.
Well, particularly when you deal with the inexperienced pitchers. Pepping is not one of those, but some of the inexperienced pitchers, when they're trying to throw a strike, they kind of let up a little bit, and then their form goes out the window, and they can't throw strikes. So that looked close.
Yeah, put it really pretty much where she wanted to there, and close to being over at the knees, but taken for a ball there by Tyler. So 1-2. Tyler trying to bring in the first run of the game. Bases loaded, 2 out. Slaps it foul down the right field line and off the fence there.
Yeah, doing little variations and changing the speed just a little bit. Every so often she comes in considerably slower. But moving ball, that was from down and in to up and out. Change the eye angle of the hitter. Everything's working.
Another 1-2 pitch coming from Pepping. Tyler trying to do anything to get on base here, and that one is a called third strike on the inside corner as Tyler thought it was a little inside. So the Crimson threaten but don't score in the second. No runs, 1 hit, no Eagles errors, 3 left on base. After 2 innings complete, it's still 0-0. Totino Grace and Maple Grove.
Said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
The color in my garden keeps the pink of my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Welcome back here. A rainy one at Maple Grove. Eagles and Crimson at 0-0. And the 9-1-2 hitters will come up here for Grace. Lauren Sheneman, Addie Doran, and Aaron Pepping to face Ava Dueck.
Been a good pitcher's battle so far. Maple Grove was able to load the bases last inning, but they worked out of it.
Taken outside for a ball.
They've been showing bunt quite a bit. Trying to get the infielders move around a little bit, see if you can slap one past them.
Yeah, actually is bunting this time, but foul. I think it's a good idea and a good weapon to have, even if you're really not necessarily intending to bunt, to just be able to handle the bat well to get that defense thinking about it. And a swing and a miss though there by Sheneman as she goes down on strike. Strikeout number 4 for Dueck, and Maddie Doran will be the batter.
Yeah, but if you're going to do that, you've really got to be able to take a good aggressive swing.
Yeah.
Even from the slap position.
Right.
To keep the fielders honest.
Yeah, and that's where repetition really, to get to the point where you're comfortable doing that. You see younger players or players who haven't played a lot of ball that really struggle with putting the, the whole package together in that situation. Doran chases a high one, popping it to short center. Wente coming on and makes the catch for out number 2, and Aaron Pepping will be the hitter.
Got to worry about getting rain in your eyes when you look up for fly balls.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Pepping walked the first time she came to the plate and got as far as third base, in on the hands, fouling this one back. If the fence wasn't there, I might have had that one.
Thank you, fence.
0-1 pitch coming from Dueck. Slap down to short, roll up with it, fires across, not in time. Pepping runs well and beats it out. That was seemed to be a fairly routine play, but you got a left-hand hitter who gets out of the box quick and not a lot of time to work with there.
Yeah, and when you're putting a ball in play like that, and that's what you're trying to do is get the ball in play and run. You can get a good quick start out of the box, and certainly did. He got down there to first.
So Ebensteiner will be the hitter. Didn't seem as though Roll, took especially long to make that play or anything. It was just
it's a good throw.
Good throw and good speed though by Pepping to get there. Boy, and I'll tell you what, your batting average throughout a season, you have enough times where you beat out balls that seem like outs like that, and you can really do something. Here's a well-hit ball out to right, drifting back, and a tough play, but staying with it is Tyler to make the catch for the third out. That was not that easy, but she got it done. So the Eagles in the third, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left aboard. We go to the bottom of 3 here in the Northwest Suburban, still at 0-0.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
the color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Welcome back here to Maple Grove. Rain falling here as Totino Grace and Maple Grove battle in softball here. And again, if you're just joining us, both teams wearing basically the same shirts, honoring and raising awareness and some funds as well for brain cancer in honor of the father of Crimson player Aaron Roll, and also a good friend of Totino Grace's head coach. So a good day to do that, rain aside, and they put together those special T-shirts, and so
Yeah, had a nice little talk before the game. A couple of people watching there.
Jade Tomaszek will step in to lead off the bottom of the third here for Maple Grove against Aaron Pepping. Rain is certainly not getting any less, if anything a little bit harder, so they're really trying to be diligent, keeping the balls dry as much as possible. That's the thing you run into, where the point where the towels start to get kind of wet too, and then it gets not quite as easy as it was at the beginning of the game to dry them off. But as long as it's, both pitchers know, I just have to deal with it.
Yeah, if the towels get wet, then you got the bench players' shirts, and there's ways to keep the ball dry.
Tomaszek lifting one out to right field, and it'll stay up and be playable there, and the catch made by Berg. So Tomaszek now 0 for 2. Marie Palanch will be the hitter. Marie struck out her first time up, 0 for 1 today.
You can see her checking her wristband there, getting the call from the coach. A lot of coaches are going to get the verbal calls rather than going through signals.
I have to admit, the first couple times I saw it, I'm thinking every batter, this is going to extends a game if they're not quick about it. Let's put it that way. Ball foul there.
Yeah, but as the players practice it,
you get to be pretty quick.
Yeah,
probably quicker.
It is
quicker than the hand signals once you.
Yeah, particularly when you're calling out the pitches, because a lot of times those would be signaled in from the bench to the catcher, and then from the catcher to the pitcher, and if the pitcher didn't like it, it's got to go backwards again.
Tap foul at the plate here.
And then with calling the pitches, then your infield, immediately knows exactly what's coming, and they can, kind of position them, not really position themselves differently because you don't want to tip it off, but get mentally prepared to go to your left or your right.
Be leaning in that direction a little bit anyway. Slap foul here by Palanch, so the battle continues here, 1-2 count. Aaron Roll on deck for Maple Grove. Both teams have had a little bit of offense, but not enough to get anything on the board yet. Last inning, Maple Grove left the bases loaded. Comes with the changeup and just tap foul at the plate.
Yeah, she's got a real good approach to slap hitting. That one, she was just kind of a soft slap, just trying to get the ball on the ground. And the previous one, basically taking the same swing, but was trying to hit a line drive through the 5-6 hole.
Just outside with that one. And a lot of, especially inexperienced slap hitters, can be pretty susceptible to that changeup that we saw on the previous one, too. If you're getting out of there too quick, you can't stay with it. But she did a good job.
Well, and the key to that is, making sure that you're stepping towards the pitcher. That you're not bailing out towards first base before the ball gets to the home plate area.
Tomahawk swing on that one to just fight it off. 2-2.
That's another tool the slap hitter has to have is just the ability to foul off a pitch.
And drives another one foul here as she makes Pepping work for it here. Another 2-2 pitch from Pepping, and another foul.
And she's working the outside part of the plate. You know, that's a debate on what's the best way to pitch to a slap hitter. If you're throwing the outside of the plate, you might be saying you're pitching to the strength of that stroke. On the other hand, that one was more on the inside part, and she still knocked it off the other direction. So.
I think now people are ready for this at bat to be over one way or the other. Another foul. And she just got a piece of that one. That one was nearly out of her reach, but
yeah, out of the catcher's reach too.
Yeah, it was definitely going to be way outside, but once you've committed to swing, it's impressive that you can still make contact with a ball that was not very near the strike zone.
Yeah, it's almost like she's trying to just look for a walk. There it goes.
Little dribbler here, and no chance. Beats it out easily. Pallinge, after a lengthy at bat, hits a little roller to third and beats it out with no problem, so an infield hit.
Yeah, and by hitting the ball sharply on a lot of those foul balls down to third, keeps third baseman honest, and she couldn't get in there in time to make the play.
Yeah, that's a good point. You couldn't keep creeping in and then have one slice by you. So here's Erin Roll, who had a single her first time up, and this ball not dry enough to suit Erin Pepping here, so she'll get a new one. Takes a strike. Be interesting to see. I think Palance runs pretty well. See if they would think about having her a straight steal here, possibly.
Possibly. If you were watching the between innings warm-up, the throw down to second base, got away from the catcher. Lost the grip on the wet ball.
1-1 count here to Roll. With Wente on deck, Maple Grove trying to break a deadlock here, 0-0 game. Fouling it back and out of play. And fights it off to stay alive up there.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty good swing in an inside pitch, just to kind of keep your at-bat alive.
She's got a quick bat. You can see why she'd be the number 3 hitter just by watching her swing the bat. Looks at that one outside. 2-2 count. Slicing one foul into the backstop here, so it's been a long inning.
It has been.
Even with only the third batter, but after that long battle, Palance got a little infield hit, and now Roll doing the same thing, fighting him off. Another one.
Yeah, when you get that many fouls, it's usually a good idea to try and change speeds a little bit. You know, because it's not like that they're barely making contact. You know, squaring up the ball somewhat well.
Inside with that one. So 3-2 count here to roll. See if they'll get Palinch started at first here.
I wouldn't think so, but you never know.
And lined out to right. It's going to hang up. The catch made. Throw back to first, not in time, and it rolls away.
It just got, oh.
Palinch almost strayed a little too far off there.
Yeah, she didn't see the pitcher coming in behind her.
So really hard to hit ball there by Roll, but Berg was out there in good position. Then the throw coming back in was clearly not in time. It gets away a little bit, and thought for a moment Palinch was going to get overconfident there, dancing off first.
Yeah.
So Wente will be the hitter for the Crimson now. Runner still at first and 2 outs. Wente hit the ball pretty solidly out to center field last time, but it was caught, so 0 for 1. And a little liner here and caught at second base as Shuneman gets to it. So the Crimson get a runner but can't move her around. No runs, 1 hit and 1 left aboard for Grove in the third. We'll go to inning number 4, still tied up at 0.
I rescue.
Still at 0-0 as we head to inning number 4 here on CCX Sports. It is Maple Grove Totino Grace softball here, first week of the season. Second game for the Crimson, first game for Totino Grace. It'll be Maddie Brunn, Marie Schupantz, and Bree Glynn to hit for Totino Grace here in the 4th. They're 4, 5, and 6 hitters. So far, Ava Dueck's had a solid performance up to this point. A couple of hits given up, 1 walk, and saw their 4 Ks. Both pitchers, I think, have done about the same. They've not been perfect, but they've been solid.
They've been solid, yeah. And yeah, that's what you're looking for, is you know, to give the defense the opportunity to play, which is by not walking a lot of people. Because as soon as you put runners on base, you know, the offense can get a little creative and just start causing defensive havoc.
Brunn fouling that one down the first base line. She struck out her first time up. And fouling this one away. Hits this ball hard, and it's going to get through for a base hit. It was a pitch up and out of the zone, but she said, I'm not going to waste any time here, and went after it and able to knock it past the diving try.
Yeah, it was a good effort.
Second baseman Tomaszek. Schupantz will be the batter now for Grace. She had a single her first time up. See if she'll be asked to bunt here.
Yeah, it's getting that point in the game where she might be. playing way in at third.
And looks like she did not. They'll check, and then she did not off-red it, so ball one. This time she did off-red it in a pitch that was worse than the first one, so now 1-1.
Well, when you go up there with the mindset to try and get the bunt down, a lot of times it's hard to pull back. I mean,
and takes a strike here on the inside part. That would have been a tough one to bunt, but she did not appear to be squaring that at all that time.
Yeah. Yep, trying to surprise the defense and knock it right through that 5-6 hole.
And a swing and a miss and down on strike. So a big strikeout there for Duick, and Bree Glynn will be the batter.
And we'll see whether that inability to get the bunt down, move the runner along, it comes out and it often does come back to haunt you.
Yeah, it really changes the complexion of the inning if you're able to get that batter over with just one out. Your chances of scoring are that much higher. Came with some heat there, but high and inside. Glynn took a called third strike her first time up. Line foul onto the top of the batting cage down there. Nice softball setup here at Maple Grove. It's not anything out of the ordinary but just a lot of the things that you would want to have for your high school varsity field.
Oh yeah, a very, very comfortable environment.
Liner, and it gets past Shuddy and into right field. Runner's going to advance to third. Tomaszek, a late throw over there is wide, and holding on now as they quickly retrieve it on the backup. But runners at second and third. So Glynn will get a base hit, and then runners move up on the throw. So second and third now for Osseo. Really scorched that ball, and Shuddy unable to come up with it. Not a great idea to throw that one to third, but a good backup. She was already pretty much there.
Yeah, I mean, all that wound up doing was letting the runner get down to second.
Yeah. Osseo, great opportunity here. Just one out and a chance to get the Eagles on the board. Took a called third strike her first time up.
And that ball left the bat, and it looked like a double play. Line drive and get the runner off.
Yeah, it was very hard hit. It looked like it really handcuffed Shuddy a little bit as she, I agree, I thought it might be catchable, but just got by her in a hurry.
Very nice blocking technique on that pitch in the dirt there. She just centered her body up and took it right off the chest protector. A lot of catchers try and catch that ball, and it's really not necessary to catch it. All you have to do is keep it in front of you.
2-0 count here. First base is open, so it wouldn't be the end of the world to walk Osseo here, but I don't think that's really what they're intending to do. Takes that one for a strike on the outer part of the plate. Take strike two. So Duick battling back.
A few encouraging words from the catcher go a long way.
And a little soft liner, and that one's knocked down, but there will not be a play. A run scores, and it's 1-0 Eagles. Tomaszek got to it enough to knock it down and keep it in the infield, but that's all she could do. Infield hit there for Grace. And so runners at the corners and a 1-0 Eagles lead, and Lexi Radetich will be the batter. Didn't hit it real hard, but
No.
got enough of it to get it beyond the pitcher, Dueck, and that was enough.
Yeah, the only really hard hit ball this inning was that line drive to first.
Radetich grounded to second base her first time up, so the Eagles don't want to settle for one here. Still got a runner at third now with still just one out, and also a runner at first. Here's a liner into right field. That'll score a run. Throw comes into second, so runners at first and second as Radetich delivers an RBI single for the Eagles. Glenn makes it 2-0.
Yeah, they're squaring up the ball pretty good this inning. You know, even the balls that were not hard hit were hit right in the middle of the bat. You know, nice line drive.
Little conference time here for Maple Grove. And we talked a little bit earlier. Lauren Anderson, a returning pitcher for Maple Grove, who I think figures to pitch, you know, at least a fair amount of the time this year, is had an ankle injury. So Dueck probably going to have to work through this herself here, I'm thinking. Sheneman will be the batter here for Grace. She struck out her first time up. 2 on, 1 out, 2 runs already in for the Eagles here in the fourth. Takes ball 1. Here's where you want to be a little greedy if you're Totino Grace. 2 runs is nice, but if you could really keep this inning going, break it open a little bit. And bunted foul.
Yeah, they're running it into the defense. They're running an interesting rotation play, you know, where the middle infielders cut to the corners and the center fielder comes in, covers second base, and that is a excellent bunt.
Great bunt there and not handled, so Sheneman will be on to load him up.
Yeah, the scary thing about that particular defense is there's no backup to the center fielder.
Right. Have to score that one as an error. It wasn't going to be a real easy play to make, but I think Sophie's walk, if she picks that up clean, probably gets you out at first. So it's an E5. Maddie Doran will be the batter here. Loaded up and 1 out. Fouls it back and out of play. Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to, you know, seeing Dueck for the second and third time, they seem to be locked in on her a lot more in this inning, which is often the case. I mean, obviously, the more you see a pitcher, the more comfortable you're going to be facing them, I would think.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, each pitcher is a little bit different, and they've got their strengths and weaknesses, and the ball moves a little bit differently. And you know, once you get used to it, I'm not going to say it's easy.
Doran a swing and a miss there. She is 0 for 2 so far, but chance to really try and break this one open. They lead 2-0 already. Bases full and just 1 out.
Yeah, there's a lot of coaches, especially when they have a couple of good pitchers on the staff, that are actually going to the a platoon system. You know, where you get once through the order and then the other pitcher comes in. And you know, if you've got 2 equally good pitchers, or you know, close to equally good pitchers, that can be a very effective strategy.
And especially if they're a little bit different, you know.
Yeah.
If they one throws harder, or you know, righty lefty or whatever, it gives the batter a much different look. Full count here now for Doran. Nowhere to put her. A walk would bring in a run. And fouls that one away down the first base line.
Yeah, and hitting the center of the ball with that swing.
And there's ball 4. A run will score on the play either way. So Doran walks to force in a run. And it's 3-0 Totino Grace. Bases remain full for Aaron Pepping. Pepping's been a tough out. She's had a walk and a single. That infield single where she really legged it out and beat it out on what seemed to be a routine play to short.
I'm sure she's not thinking infield single at the moment.
Right.
Looking, there's a fairly wide gap out in right center field.
Yeah, they're really shading her toward left.
And the right fielder's playing straight up, so.
And may not have to swing the bat at all here, 2-0. Slicer just foul past third. Both the runner and the fielder were racing at that one. One to get out of the way, one trying to reach it. Ooh, nearly hit her teammate in the back there, Radetich.
Yeah, but notice she was, coming down the line in foul territory. So if she did get hit, it's just a foul ball. If you're in fair territory, of course, that would be an out.
Two-one pitch here to Pepping. And a little flare into short left. It's going to drop in. Throw to the plate will not be in time. So everybody moves up one base. They kind of had to hold up to make sure it wouldn't be caught there. So Radetich scored, but it wasn't a sure thing there.
Well, no, and it would have been a force out at home.
Yeah.
Better throw and actually would have made that play.
So Pepping will get an RBI single. 4-0 Eagles, and conference here in the circle for Maple Grove. Ebensteiner getting set to bat here for Totino Grace as they have succeeded in stringing some hits together here, and a walk mixed in there as well, an error mixed in as well, and they put a 4 spot up so far, and there's still only one out.
And the bases are still loaded. Yeah, I mean, when you look at a picture like that, on your screen, it looks like a beautiful sunny day out almost. Doesn't do justice to the rain. You can hear the rain coming down and through our microphones here. You can see all the fans decked out with umbrellas.
Ebensteiner trying to keep this inning rolling along here for Totino Grace. Change up, popped up. Roll will make the catch for out number 2.
Called the infield fly rule on that. But
Maddie Brunn will be the hitter, so they've batted around now. She started this inning with a single. Takes the changeup for a strike. Wonder if that part of that conference was maybe letting Duick know that they've kind of locked in on you. We might need to change speed some more.
I'm guessing it was.
Culhane with a block there.
Of course, if she throws enough off-speed pitches in a row, they'll start locking in on those.
To second, Tomaszek flips to first, and they get the out, but the damage is done. Great inning for Totino Grace as they put 4 runs on the board in the 4th. We go to the bottom half of the inning, and it's 4-0 Eagles.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org. Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Totino Grace now out to a 4-0 lead with a big 4-run inning here in the top of the 4th. Maple Grove will try to answer. Culhane, Dueck, and Shuddy, the scheduled batters for the Crimson.
Yeah, and Totino Grace just took advantage of every little situation that was given to them. There's, they hit the ball well, but they advanced on the walks, and there were a couple of misplays, and that's how you put together a 4-spot.
Culhane flied to center her first time up. Takes a strike, and again, she had a pair of homers and drove in all 4 of their runs in their first game win over Champlain Park.
And she's still driven in all of the runs of the season so far. So.
Slaps this one foul and out of play. Close pitch there, taken for a ball, 1-2.
That's a good pitch. Try and barely scrape the outside of the strike zone.
A little tapper back to Pepping, and the flip to first base is in time. So Culhane out to begin the bottom of the 4th, and Ava Dueck will be the batter.
Next up, the pitcher, number 26, Ava Dueck.
Now for Maple Grove, you have to, have the mindset that we're not going to get it all back at once. You have to just string some things together like Totino did there. Get base runners and go from there. You've got a few innings left to do it too. You don't need to get them all 4 at once, but.
And even when you do get to the last inning down by 4, it's still one batter at a time. You got to get back in the game.
Hard liner to right. And they'll not have a play at first, so Dueck has 2 hits, 2 for 2. And again, as Jim mentioned earlier, the ball hitting that outfield grass makes you nervous out there if it could skip on by you, but pretty well handled by Bird.
Yeah, you can see she had a little bit of trouble getting it in her glove, but she kept her eyes on it and was in good position.
Number 13, Mavis Sachs.
Mavis Sachs will again run for Dueck at first, a courtesy runner. Eleanor Shuddy is the batter. Eagles a quick meeting to discuss their defensive alignment in the middle there, or who's going to take the throw, probably if there was a steal attempt too.
Yeah, and I mean that's important when you're looking at a slap hitter, because both the shortstop and the second baseman have responsibilities in slap defense, and somebody's got to get over there and cover the base.
Taken outside for a ball. Eleanor worked out a walk last time up, and they loaded the bases. Really looked like Maple Grove maybe was going to be the team to get on the board first, but then Peppin got out of it with a strikeout of Tyler.
Yeah, that ability to come back and reach back and when the crunch time is on, get that strikeout. It's a sign of a good pitcher.
Two-one offering here from Pepping. Taken up high for a ball. I know they're supposed to concentrate just on their catcher, but do you find that sometimes slap hitting affects pitchers a little bit?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that it is difficult for a pitcher to concentrate just on a spot. I mean, you've got, your attention span, and I'm not knocking any, particular pitcher, but a person's attention span is actually quite short. And if you get distracted, it's just the wrong time. It's hard to make good pitch. And having a slap hitter up there, moving around in the box and whatnot, that can throw you off.
Shuddy draws another walk, so first and second, one out for Sidney Cashman.
Particularly when, as a pitcher, you've got a lot of defensive responsibilities in that slap defense too.
So last time through, Cashman followed Shuddy's walk with one of her own. Squaring, takes the bat back.
When you get a bunch of runs, you got to come back and shut the other team down.
Offered at this one. And a called third strike on the inside corner there as Cashman caught looking, and Amanda Tyler will be the hitter now for the Crimson with 2 outs and 2 on.
Now once again, didn't get that bunt down on the strike 2 pitch, or in the pitch with 1 strike to get to strike 2.
There's a strike. Rain, if anything, is picked up here. I don't know if we're to the point where an umpire would take a look, or
no. No, the umpire will only stop the game if the field is in bad playing condition. Playing in heavy rain is not a reason to stop the game. And this field is in fine shape. It hasn't been raining that hard to create areas of slippery mud.
Taken outside for a ball. 2-2 count here to Tyler. Pepping trying to duplicate what she did in the second and get a big strikeout to get out of trouble here, but now 3-2. Sliced foul down the third baseline. That was not far from being a big hit there for the Crimson.
Had the line pretty well guarded, though, so if that would have been fair, I think might have made a good defensive play on it. Take a look at third baseman. She's practically standing in foul territory.
To short, knocked down, but run won't have a play. And they're loaded up now for the top of the order, Tomaszek.
Yeah, good job of keeping that ball in the infield. Otherwise, a good chance the runs can score on that play.
Yeah, I think I'll call that an infield hit. That was a difficult one to get the glove on it.
Yeah,
was enough to, like you said, keep that run from scoring.
Yeah, although, the left fielder was playing fairly shallow, so I'm not sure they would have tried to run her. But, in the game situation, you haven't scored yet, you might take a chance. On a rainy day that you might not take on a sunny day.
Right. Tomaszek 0 for 2, but a great chance here to get Maple Grove back in it. Pops it up, it'll get out of play.
At bat, second baseman, Jade Tomaszek.
Misses high and away. So 1-1. Maple Grove's had at least one base runner in every inning, so I don't think they feel like, you know, oh, we have no shot here to score against Pepping.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've had multiple bases. I mean, this is the second time the bases are loaded. I'm not sure of Tomaszek's home run potential, but she takes a decent swing.
Lifting it to right field, Berg drifting over and will make the catch in fair territory. And so a big threat for the Crimson in the fourth, but they get nothing to show for it. No runs, a couple of hits, and 3 left on. After 4 innings, it's 4-0 Totino Grace.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
It's a wet one here at Maple Grove. 4-0 lead for Totino Grace as we go to the top of the 5th inning here. And it will be Marie Schupenitz to lead it off for the Eagles. She's 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout. Ava Dueck still in the circle for Maple Grove. The Eagles got 4 off her in that last inning. Maple Grove threatened and loaded up the bases, but the Eagles were able to get out of it with no run scoring.
And that's the difference between the game. Just a couple of key hits with lots of runners in scoring position.
Taken for a strike there.
Wind's starting to pick up a little bit.
To third, it's foul. It's going to be a pretty difficult play to get an out on there, so.
Oh, yeah.
Missed inside there. Liner to first and caught by Shuddy this time. Wasn't all that different from one earlier that it was zipped past her, but this time just quick enough reaction, and whoa, she looked down on the glove to make sure she had it.
There it was, yeah.
So Bree Glynn will be the hitter now for Grace with 1 out.
Yeah, this one she had to reach around on her and make a backhand play on it, which is actually a far easier catch than catching it off your glove hand shoulder.
That one might have slipped out of Dueck's hand a little bit as it skipped in.
Yep. And there goes the ball.
Steady rain throughout. That's gotten much harder here in the last inning or so. And as Jim said, the wind has started to pick up too after the very beginning of the game. There's virtually no wind.
And it feels like a cold front has come through as well. Not that it was all that warm to begin with.
Glynn 1 for 2 so far. She singled and scored as part of that big 4-run inning last inning. Sliced foul and out of play. Way up and out of the zone there.
Yeah, you got to believe that the weather is affecting her a little bit on the getting a good grip on the ball.
Another one fouled out of play. And here's where you find out if you have a good enough laminate job on those on the sheets on their arm there too, because otherwise you'd be looking down going, yeah, I can't read this, coach.
Yeah.
Another one fouled out of play.
Well, and they'd have to go back to old school. Catcher gives a signal.
Yeah, and taking 4 balls, so Glenn will work out a walk.
It's a close pitch. I think she was right where she was trying to throw it.
So Osseo will be the hitter of the runner at first and 1 out, and the scoreboard has just gone off here. Probably a little water in the connection, maybe.
Yeah.
There's a strike. Osseo had an RBI single last inning in that 4th inning after striking out her first time up. Drops down a bunt, but foul.
I'm an old school coach, but I'm not impressed with the overall bunting efforts on either one of these teams. And that actually extends far beyond this game. Being able to get the ball down is just such an important skill.
Gonna throw to first. It's off Shuddy's glove, but hustling over is Tomaszek to back up and keep the runner at first.
Yeah, Shuddy got enough of it to, at least slow it down, prevent it from scooting down the line.
Popped up.
Tough play.
And roll. A shortstop can't come up with it, and everyone will be safe. Third baseman really didn't see it very well, so Roll definitely had a better angle on it.
Oh yeah, that's Roll's ball all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, she should have had that one.
Dropped it, so E6, and a couple aboard now for the hitter Radatich, who also had an RBI single last inning. Scoreboard back on, which is good.
No lights on this field, so we don't have to worry about those going off. And they'd probably be on if we had them.
There's a strike. Change up over for a strike there.
That was a really good pitch.
And that one will skip past and the runners move up. So now 2nd and 3rd. New ball in for Dueck here.
Yeah, she's definitely having difficulty of some sort.
Gonna have a runner coming in here for Totino. And it is a runner with their typical softball uniform, does not have one of those shirts. Sounds like Megan Drillich will be running here. So she will be in the 26 in the blue as comes in to run. Just coming over in the JV game, I believe. Back to the pitcher, juggle. Dueck's going to hang on to it, and they will not get an out. And so Lauren Sheneman will be the batter here for Totino Grace. The bases are full with one out. Fastball over for a strike.
Good high pitch.
Sheneman reached on an error last time up. And that went over the outside corner for strike 2. So Dueck getting ahead in the count here.
Seen a lot of bases loaded situations today, both teams.
Reaches out and slashes that one foul.
Yeah, took a little bit off that pitch. And she's been very effective when she's gotten her off-speed pitches over.
Just missed there.
Yeah, the batter was smiling on that one. Like she knew she got away with not recognizing that pitch. It was very close.
And a little tap foul there. Little tapper, safe at home. A run scores. Good jump down there from third by Glenn.
That was an excellent jump.
Ball was not very far out in front of the plate, but Culhane, by the time she got there, no chance to get the out. So Maddie Doran will be the batter. Base is still loaded. Now 5-0 Grace. And a line drive right to Dueck, throw to third, and they get the double play. So they get out of the inning. Little liner right back to the pitcher. And they get the DP there to get out of the jam. 1 run scores in the inning for Totino Grace. It is 5-0 Eagles. We go to the bottom of the 5th.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
Go to the the bottom of the 5th here. 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up from Maple Grove. Marie Palanch, Aaron Roll, and Taylor Wente will bat with their team trailing it now 5-0. Although they've had enough base runners that I don't think they feel out of it yet by any means. Strike taken there. And offered at that one, it's 0-2. Laid off that one up out of the zone, so a ball and 2 strikes here. Palanch is 1 for 2 today, a strikeout and then a single. After that long at bat, fouled away of probably 10 pitches or so. And that one over the outside corner.
It was a pitcher's pitch.
Yeah, I agree. So 1 gone, and Aaron Roll will be the hitter.
And tailing away from the hitter and touching the outside corner.
Aaron's had a single and then a line out to right. Her last at bat is kind of another of those, what if things for Maple Grove. Very well hit ball. If it wasn't right at the right fielder, she might have gotten extra bases, might have driven in a run.
Yeah, just working that right-hand side of the plate.
High and away there to Roll.
Yep, just giving her something different to look at.
And a cut and a miss, and Pepping with back-to-back strikeouts here to begin the 5th. And Taylor Wente will be the batter for Maple Grove.
Yeah, she's going, what rain, what cold.
At bat for Maple Grove, center field, number 9, Taylor Wente.
Probably makes you a little more comfortable too when you get a sizable lead like this. Not that you relax or stop concentrating, but there's a little liner, and Roll, and Wente will knock it into short right center for a base hit. Her first hit of the day. And Culhane will be the batter.
Yeah, even with the improved bat technology these days, you get cold days and the ball doesn't carry like it does in the warm days. I know the bat manufacturers say you're not even supposed to use the bats when it's below 50 degrees, I believe.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Be an awful lot of games in our state where that would come into play. Here's Culhane driving it out to center, and a nice catch on the move there for the 3rd out. Wow, good outfield defense.
Another hard hit ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the Crimson get 1 runner on in the 5th, but unable to score. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left aboard. Stays 5-0 Totino Grace as we head to inning number 6.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
When I was in
It is a soggy one here at Maple Grove, and it's 5-0 Totino Grace as we go to the top of the 6th. The 2-3-4 hitters coming up for Grace. Aaron Pepping will lead it off here for the Eagles, and she's been pretty dynamite here today, pitching a shutout so far, but also 2 singles and a walk as a hitter.
Yeah, quite often the pitchers are among the leading hitters on the team. You know, they spend a lot of time around the softball, and because they work so hard on their skills trying to get the pitching down, and it just the pitching mechanics are actually pretty similar to hitting mechanics in terms of the way the weight transfers and so on. So you get a lot of positive crossover, and a lot of the pitchers hit very well.
Oh, and that one hits her in the leg. So Pepping will be aboard for the 3rd time in a row here, or 4th time in a row, I should say. I think we see if we'll have a runner for Pepping.
That's an interesting call because, you know, she gets hit in the hip. It might, if she goes back and sits on the bench, might tighten up a little bit.
Yeah, and I know she is a good runner. We saw her out there earlier stealing a base, so they are going to leave her in. It was a quick check. Ella Ebensteiner is the batter. She is 0 for 3 today. Looking to get on for the first time. Foul down the first base side.
A little hit and run action there. A lot of times the coach will put that on, you know, when a hitter has been struggling just to, you know, get a thought in the hitter's head, okay, I got to make contact,
Squaring around, but not able to get it down. Runner is going, pitch is high, throw down, not handled by Roll. I don't think they would have had her anyway, and it's a stolen base.
That throw was high and would have been a tough play. I don't think they would have gotten there.
So the Eagles, knowing that Maple Grove's had a lot of runners too, not hesitating to, you know, keep on trying to attack on a little more here.
Oh yeah, you never want to assume you've got the game in hand. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons they have mercy rolls in the games. When you know, you're up by 10 runs after 5 innings, you know, so that it kind of gives the coach a you know, license to keep the foot on the gas.
To short, Roll throws her out. So 1 down, but the runner Pepping moves over to 3rd.
Yeah, to finish that thought, to keep the you know, the offensive pressure on without, you know, running up the score, so to speak.
Maddie Brunn will be the hitter here for Grace. Runner at 3rd, 1 out. Coach Coltis, you can hear him telling him to be alert for the squeeze. There's a strike.
They pulled the infield in, trying to make sure that this next run doesn't score. 5 is enough.
Culhane looks like he has a problem with the shin guard.
I'm not sure what that was.
I think it's a strap off her shin guard. That pitch down low. Lifted out to left field. That one's going to be down for a hit, and it will score the run. So 6-0 Eagles as Brunn able to drop one into short left center.
It was not hard hit, but it was solidly hit.
Yeah, hard enough, I guess is the way they say. And Shu Penitz will be the batter here for Grace. She is 1 for 3 today. Starts her with a changeup for a strike.
Yeah, she's thrown a number of those first pitch changeups, and batters haven't even taken the bat off their shoulder.
That one in the dirt. There's strike 2. Now 2-2. And Colhane has to stop that one in the dirt.
Yeah, it's so important to have a catcher who can, just make sure nothing gets by her.
Flashed foul into the backstop there. And loses their ball 4.
And losing that ball high in the strike zone, or high out of the strike zone. That can often be a feel thing, and if the hand is cold, you can lose some of that feel.
Bree Glenn, the hitter, takes ball 1. She's had a single and a walk and also struck out. There's a strike.
A very consistent call, that high strike.
Squares around, pitch in the dirt. Runner started to go and then retreats. Colhane pounced on it. Another one down low. All outside there.
Everybody forgot what the count was.
Yeah, I did too. All 4, so bases will be loaded up. And Waslow will be the hitter. Conference first for Maple Grove.
Carry an umbrella out there. It'll be like a caddy treating a golfer. You know?
That's right.
Gotta take care of those players.
Gonna stick with Dueck here as Osseo gets set to step in.
And try and make the play at the plate, which would be a force.
Osseo had a single in the fourth. Pops this one up. Shuddy coming in and makes the catch. Fighting that wind a little bit, so out number 2. And Radetich will be the batter for Grace.
Yeah, it was a much easier pop-up to catch in the first inning than it was this time.
No doubt.
Yeah.
It's darker, windier, and a lot wetter than it was back then.
And colder.
Yes. Taken for a ball here by Radetich, who is 1 for 3. Also reached on an error last time up. And a little tapper foul at the plate. Change up for a strike.
Pitch didn't exactly hit the spot she was trying to get to, but it was very effective.
Just outside, Colleen trying to frame that one up.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was a pretty good attempt. I mean, you know, framing, a lot of kids think it's, you know, bringing the ball back in, and it's not really that. It's, you know, trying to influence the umpire into thinking that the ball was a little bit inside. And there's a lot of technique involved in that, with, you know, where you catch your ball, how the hand is moving towards the ball. You want to get around it a little bit.
Change up here, soft liner. That one's going to drop in. It'll score 1 and maybe 2. Here comes Wente's throw. It's cut off. They'll have a runner and a run down here. 2 runs will score. The tag is made. And so the Crimson will get out of it, but those 2 runs will count. And so it's an 8-0 lead for Totino Grace as we go to the bottom half of inning number 6 here on CCX Sports.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Welcome back here to Maple Grove. 8-0 Totino Grace as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Ava Dueck will lead it off here for the Crimson. She's 2 for 2, a couple of singles.
At bat for Maple Grove, pitcher
Pepping delivers. First pitch down low near her feet there. And hit well out to right field, a long run, and Berg back to make the catch. Boy, the outfield defense for Grace has been impressive today. Dueck gave that one a long ride, and when you keep in mind what kind of day it is, not an easy play to go run and get that one with confidence like that.
Oh, I know, and it's you know, at the youth level, it's really hard to get players to volunteer to play in the outfield, but you know, the higher and higher levels you get, the more important outfield play becomes.
Eleanor Shuddy will be the batter here for Maple Grove, and they've had trouble getting her out so far. A couple of walks in her first 2 plate appearances. Puts this one in play to third. Throw across is in time to get the out. So 2 outs here in the 6th.
That was nicely played.
Going to have a pinch hitter, looks like, for Maple Grove in the number 8 spot. Taylor Rosacker will hit for Cashman here in the 8th spot. Cashman had a walk and a strikeout, and Taylor getting her first at bat of the day. There's a strike.
Just trying to get something going here.
And a swing and a miss there.
Way out in front of the off-speed pitch.
Fouling this one back. Change up way outside with that one.
Well, when you're ahead in the count, you can throw those kind of pitches every so often.
Pepping might have wanted a new ball anyway,
right.
So just do that one. Fouled away again.
No, Aaron.
Outside with that one.
When you're sitting here with the you know, big a lead as you've got, you've got to find the strike zone. Just put it in play.
Thought that pitch had hit her bat, but apparently not. It just tipped off the catcher.
Yeah, ticked off top of the catcher's glove.
At that, right fielder number 8, Amanda Tyler.
So she will reach safely. And Amanda Tyler will bat for Maple Grove. There's a strike. Strike 2. Tyler had a single her last time up after a strikeout in the 2nd. And there's strike 3 as the inning will come to an end as Tyler unable to hold back from swinging at that one. Crimson done in the 6th. No runs, no hits, and 1 left aboard. We go to inning number 7. It is 8-0 Totino Grace.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, Drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
We go to the 7th inning here on a rainy day here at Maple Grove. 8-0 lead for Totino Grace.
Yeah, looks like the whole game's going to get in.
New pitcher for the Crimson here is Jade Tomaszek. Will be taking some warm-up tosses here. And
oh.
And at first base is number 7, Sydney Cashman.
Sydney Cashman will now be at first base, and Shuddy moves over from first to second to replace Tomaszek there. 9-1-2 hitters will be coming up for Totino Grace. Not that they really need any more runs now, but
well, you would say you never know, but I think we know. You know, you get a nice, beautiful spring weather day, and an 8-run rally doesn't seem out of the question. But you know, when it's cold and you know you're just kind of fighting to get up to bat, even it's hard to string together a big inning. You can tell by the defense here that this is a pure slap hitter.
Little tapper, and it's going to be base hit for Sheneman.
Yep, that's where the hole is in the defense, right around second base. You know, but they had everybody else playing so shallow that really is about the only spot you can successfully hit it. Either that or something on the ground right near home plate.
Matty Doran, the batter now for the Eagles. Takes a strike. Maddie lined into a double play that ended the 5th inning as she lined it back to the pitcher. And a little popper, and that one's going to find some room too as it gets down for a hit. Back-to-back hits to start the 7th for Grace.
And you can tell it's just really hard to get good solid contact with this weather.
Aaron Pepping will be the batter now for Grace.
You know, if it's right in the zone, I mean, you can get a shot. But you know, anything that you'd have to muscle your way through to hit a good line drive, those have been tough.
Pepping has not been retired yet. Last time was hit by a pitch. Takes a strike here. And it gets away. Runners will move up. Good smart play by Culhane there to make sure she checked with the umpire before she just tossed that ball
Yes.
out of play. Right? I mean, so runners move up to second and third.
Yeah, it's surprising how often things like that happen where, you know, when time isn't out and somebody just flicks the ball away. And
Well, particularly when you know, been playing in the rain for a while too, the concentration level probably drops a little bit, but nice smart play there.
Mm-hmm.
Pepping a chance to knock in a couple. And she'll drive in one at least as she drives it to center and hits so hard that they do not send the second runner as Wente gets it back in right away. So 9-0. I was going to say, though, for Pepping, if they do get to 10, it comes a little too late to really do any good. It's already the 7th, so she has to pitch that last inning anyhow. Maddie Anderson will run at first base now for Totino Grace, and Evan Steiner will be the batter.
I've had a couple of the players come over from the JV game after that finished and get to do some running.
Yeah, they have because of injuries and whatnot, they have a pretty small bench right now anyway, so it isn't, you know, even with this big lead, they haven't really been able to sub much. Oh for 4 is Ella, looking to change that here.
You know, it's good for the JV players to get a little taste of varsity action. I know, you know, they're excited and their parents excited. And
although I think they'd be more excited if it was 60 and sunny.
well, true.
There's a strike. Rip and a miss, and Tomaszek gets the strikeout. So 1 down, and Maddie Brunn will be the batter.
I wonder if she's ever pitched in this kind of weather before.
The wind has died back down, though. It feels like that maybe that front blew through just a little bit, although it's still raining hard as ever, maybe harder. But at least it did start to feel like for a moment there that it was, you know, almost a little bit of a storm type thing blowing through there for a while.
It's too cold to have a storm.
Yeah. Ooh.
Nice pitch, Jade. Right in there.
Brunn's had a couple of hits so far. Not going to have the chance to have the heroics that she had against Maple Grove last year, homering to win an extra inning game, but it's had a solid performance here. Little dribbler in front of the plate. It's a fair ball. Throw to first is in time. Now the throw home is out.
You notice on that slide, she got her foot caught in the dirt and then never reached home plate.
So a double play to get him out of it in the 7th. Totino gets 1 run in the inning. It's 9-0 Eagles. We go to the bottom of the 7th.
There's free hot dog meals.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood, or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
We go to the bottom of the 7th, 9-0 Totino Grace lead. One more shot for Maple Grove to get on the board at least here, as they'll have the top of the order coming up here. Jade Tomaszek, who took over as the pitcher in the top half of the 7th inning, will bat to lead it off. She's 0 for 3 today.
And she just, moved out here from California, and that's why I was commenting that I wondered if she'd ever pitched in this kind of weather before. Unless she, I'm not sure where she lived. Might have been up in the mountains somewhere, but I don't think so.
Drives this one out to left center field and caught. Again, we remarked the good outfield defense for the Eagles and staying with it in the rain. Doran there hauled that one in.
Yeah, for the most part, they're just, making the plays they need to make. They've made a couple of very nice plays out there, but, making the routine plays is what you got to do.
I've been impressed too, though, even like on a ball like that one, that she tracked it so well right away. There was never any doubt that she was getting under that one.
Yeah.
And obviously, a little bit of vision. You talked about getting rain in your eyes, but also just how gray of a day it is and everything too. They don't seem to have had any trouble with that, though.
Well, it is, and like when you look at a shot from our center field camera, it's harder to see than a normal day.
Marie Palinch, the batter, has had a couple of strikeouts and then had a single in the 3rd, so 1 for 3. Running it foul here. Tapper foul at the plate.
There have been a lot of long at-bats today.
Yeah, they really have. Pepping trying to see if she can't get her out again here. Misses low and away. I think Pepping's been dominant, but still, putting up a 0 on a day like today would be a pretty good feat for her. To 3rd, but it's foul.
Yeah, I mean, she works the right side of the plate for the most part, and she's been moving the ball up and down, in and out. Giving the batters different looks. All in all, a solid performance.
And another foul down the 3rd base line there by Palinch.
And it's a lot easier to keep your focus when you're ahead 9-0 than when you're behind.
Fouling that one back into the sign on the backstop there. You could hear it thud with water in the sign even. That's the thing, even when the score is lopsided though, when you come up to the plate, it's still an important at bat to you. You want to get a hit here, no matter what the score is, and so Palinch really fighting it out. And again, a foul.
Yeah, because you really only get, fairly few opportunities over the course of a season. And everybody's watching. I read an article, when do college coaches watch you? And the gist of the answer was, always.
2-2 pitch and another foul. And also, as I think coaches know, but maybe some of the players don't. They watch other things too, like how you interact with your teammates. Do you hustle? Do you,
Oh, yeah.
you know, those kind of things.
Well, and that's what the always comment was. It's, you know, how you get from your car to the, you know, to the dugout, you know, how much equipment are you carrying, what, you know, that kind of stuff.
Taken for a ball right there.
Team chemistry is such a big thing because, you know, particularly at the college level where those teams are together so much for, you know, quite a time. That a lot of college coaches will emphasize getting good character players and players that fit in with the personality of their team and their coaching staff.
And you want players who are receptive to coaching too, because at the college level they're going to be on you, they're going to work with you hard, they might change something that you've grown up doing a little bit, and you better be ready for it. Taken for a ball there, so Palanch works out a walk.
And of course, not all these players are going to go to college.
No, and it could be all different levels too.
Yeah.
Aaron Roll, the hitter, had a singular first time up. Hit the ball very hard in the third as well, but lined out to right. Takes a strike here. And strokes this one out to right center field. It's cut off. And they'll hold the runner at third as Roll checks in at second with a double on the day when her late father Dane was honored. And they're wearing T-shirts in his memory today, both teams. Roll driving her second base hit of the game, and Taylor Wente will be the batter.
That was a nice solid shot. And there's, you know, no sense in trying to send the runner home from third. You know, she may have had a chance to make it, especially with the throw coming in being fumbled a little bit. But
Wente lifting one out to right. Catch made by Berg. The run is going to score as they tag up and get their first run. Palanch coming in on a sacrifice fly, but the Eagles didn't really worry about that, of course, in that spot. They wanted to make sure they got the clean out and didn't let the next runner advance. They weren't going to have a chance to throw her out really anyway.
Yeah, and, you know, you're avoiding a potential collision at the plate, and you don't want to. They've had enough injuries.
Sophie Culhane will be the batter now. 2 outs, 9-1 ball game, and she fouls this one away. High and away with that one.
You just heard the defensive instructions come in that the outfielders should just throw to second, let the runner score. You know, because one thing you don't want to get into a situation is a revolving place of, you know, getting a second on every one. Changing places.
Takes a strike here. And a called third strike will end it as Pepping catches Culhane looking. So this one comes to an end on a wet day. Totino Grace pretty much dominating it. Maple Grove does get one on the board to break the shutout in the 7th, but our final score in today's game is Totino Grace 9, Maple Grove 1. For Jim Feldman and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. So long from Maple Grove.